mine recently started a whole plant-based diet. And I asked her, I said, what kind of breakfast do you normally have? And she said, oatmeal. And I said, great, what kind of oatmeal do you have? And she said, the stuff from a pouch, and you just, put it in the microwave with some water. Well, old-fashioned oatmeal is really not that difficult to make. But here's the difference between the two. As you can see, one is really processed, it's been ground up, and there's really not a lot of fiber left. Of course, it's much better than scrambled eggs, butter, bacon, sausage, whatever. But old-fashioned oatmeal is not that difficult to make, but so much more benefits from it. And not only is it good for your digestive system, it's good for your entire body. So today, I want to go over some of the easy ways and fun things you can do with oatmeal for breakfast. Okay, so let's get started making the oatmeal. I usually go with about 1.25 cups of water. I'm making it for one. And then to about 1/2 cup of old-fashioned oatmeal. Turn it up. Now here's the thing. I've got a bunch of stuff here for you to kind of consider. It's all up to you and your personality. These are just ideas. But I usually like some cut up bananas, some apples, some strawberries, and then if it's in the winter months, maybe some canned pineapples, maybe some canned peaches, or maybe some canned mandarin oranges, but it's all up to you. And in the pantry, you can also have maybe some dried cranberries, some raisins, maybe some coconut. I got some blueberries here. And I always like to put in a little bit of flaxseed. That's always good. Walnuts once in a while, but sometimes I like to sweeten it up a little bit, and this is totally up to you. If I do use maple syrup, I like to use the grade A syrup, not the fructose stuff, the bad stuff, or maybe just a little bit of brown sugar. The thing is about dates is you can't just throw them in there. You got to cut them up and mince them up into little pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead and put those in. And the thing about dates, it's a natural way to sweeten up your oatmeal. And also, dates are really good for you. Okay, so we'll go ahead and cut up some strawberries. Okay, put some bananas in there. Some apples, maybe some blueberries in there. Not much, but I like a little bit of coconut in there. Just a couple chopped walnuts. Get my flaxseed in there. Maybe some raisins, I like raisins. Just a little bit of maple syrup. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and check this out. There you go. So it's relatively easy to do. It's just about the time that it takes you to cut up some fruit, maybe grab some stuff from the pantry, but this is so much better for you than that instant stuff. And it's so good. Today I'm going to be making creamy penne with sun-dried tomatoes. I'm going to be using some basil, some garlic, some sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of lemon juice, some raw cashews, some unsweetened almond milk. And as you can see, I always try to use some type of whole wheat pasta. It's very important for us to have some type of fiber every single day. You can go ahead and use a knife to mince everything up, but I'm going to go ahead and use a food processor just to speed things up. First thing I usually like to put in there is about 1/4 cup of raw cashews. I've got 5 fresh leaves of basil. I've got a 1/2 cup of nutritional yeast. I've got about 4 cloves of garlic. I've halved them. 1 teaspoon of dried mustard. 1/2 teaspoon of dried onion, a little bit of salt, and of course some pepper.
What is dried mustard after I see dried seeds?
And then we'll go ahead and give this a pulse. Okay, that's about the consistency I like. It's a little bit like a Parmesan cheese kind of mixture. Now it's time to go ahead and put in the wet ingredients. Some lemon juice. Now here I've got a tablespoon of red wine vinegar. Tablespoon. I've got my full cup of unsweetened almond milk. And then I've got on standby some whole wheat flour. Now let's go ahead and pulse this up. All right. Okay, so as you can see, it's sort of thin, so I'm going to go ahead and add some of the whole wheat flour. So this is about a 1/4 cup. Got a little bit left there just to kind of see how things go. Give it a pulse. Let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, it's still a little bit thin, so I'm going to go ahead and put the whole 1/4 cup of whole wheat flour. Now it's time to put in the sun-dried tomatoes. These are not the jar can that has the oil in it. These are the packages that usually are found in your produce section of your local grocery store. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Okay, that's looking pretty creamy, so I'm going to go ahead and add it to a small pot that I have. You can always microwave this if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. Okay, so my noodles are about done. Let's go ahead and get them drained. Go ahead and put these in the bowl. Let's go ahead and add my sauce. Let's go ahead and stir this up. Now you can always add a little bit of hot water to this if it gets a little too thick. I usually like to just grab some of the water from the pasta and just kind of reintroduce it back in there until I get that consistency that my family likes. But this is looking really, really good. So let's go ahead and give it a try. That is so good. So it's relatively easy to make, and I'm sure your family is going to enjoy it. So good.
I think I love all these recipes.
If we're eliminating